Hello everyone and welcome back to Dassi Insights. This channel is a space where we slow things down just enough to think clearly about growth, leadership, and how to move forward in a world that often asks us to move too fast. Today, I want to talk about an idea that many people live by without ever questioning it. When something in life feels difficult, unclear, or disappointing, the automatic response is often to tell ourselves to try harder, work more, push through, add effort, increase pressure, keep going no matter how tired we feel. Before we go deeper, if conversations like this help you reflect and grow, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like this video. It helps Dassi Insights reach people who are looking for progress that feels meaningful, not just exhausting. Now, let's take a breath and begin together. Trying harder feels like the responsible thing to do. It gives us a sense of control when things feel uncertain. When results are missing, effort becomes something we can point to. We can say to ourselves that we are not giving up, that we are still doing our part, that we are being strong. But here is something many people quietly experience. Even while trying harder, they feel stuck. Even while pushing forward, they feel drained. Even while staying busy, they feel unsure whether any of it is actually working. That moment of confusion is important because it tells us something honest. The issue is not always effort. Often, the issue is direction. When effort is applied without clarity, it spreads thin. Energy goes everywhere, but progress goes nowhere. The harder someone tries in that state, the more tried they become and the more disconnected they feel from the reason they started in the first place. This is why so many capable, disciplined, and motivated people feel burned out today. They are not lazy, they're not weak, they're not failing. They are simply pushing forward without stopping to ask whether the path still makes sense. Trying harder can sometimes become a way to avoid asking difficult questions. Questions like whether a goal still fits who we are now, or whether the way we are working is actually helping us grow, or whether the pressure we feel is coming from purpose or from fear. Fear is a powerful force. It pushes people to keep moving even when something feels wrong. Fear of failing behind, fear of disappointing others, fear of slowing down, fear of being judged. Under fear, effort increases, but clarity decreases. When the mind is under constant pressure, it loses the ability to see clarity. Everything feels urgent, everything feels important, everything feels heavy. In that state, working harder doesn't solve the problem. It only deepens the confusion. What truly helps in those moments is not more force, but more awareness. Awareness begins when we allow ourselves to pause, not to quit, but to observe, to notice what is actually happening instead of reacting automatically, to ask whether our energy is being used wisely or simply being used constantly. This pause can feel uncomfortable at first. Many people are not used to stillness. Silence can feel like danger. Slowing down can feel like failure. But without the space, there is no perspective, and without perspective, effort turns into exhaustion. When people find clarity, something interesting happens. They often need less effort, not more. Their action becomes simpler. Their focus becomes narrower. Their decisions become calmer. Progress starts to feel steadier, even if it's slower. Clarity has a quiet power. It removes uncertainty and struggle. This is where the idea of trying harder begins to change. The question is no longer how much effort you can give, but where that effort truly belongs. Instead of doing more, you begin to do what matters. Instead of pushing everywhere, you begin to move with intention. Another important shift happens when people realize that constant effort without boundaries slowly turns into self-neglect. Without limits, even meaningful work becomes draining. Without rest, even passion fades. No amount of discipline can replace the need for balance. Reset is not weakness, it's maintenance. Just like the body needs recovery to stay strong, the mind needs a space to stay clear. Trying harder often ignores this truth, while thriving depends on it. There is also something important to understand about alignment. When your actions match your values, effort feels lighter, even when the work is challenging. When alignment is missing, even small tasks feel heavy. This is why some people feel exhausted, doing things they do not care about, while others feel energized doing difficult work that feels meaningful. Alignment can't be forced. It must be discovered. And discovery requires honesty, not pressure. This is why trying harder is rarely the long-term answer. It treats every problem as a strength issue, when many problems are actually clarity issue. It assumes more force will fix what more understanding would solve faster. Real progress often begins when someone stops asking how to push harder and starts asking how to move smarter. When they reduce noise instead of adding speed, when they simplify instead of intensifying. Trying harder keeps you moving. Choosing clarity helps you arrive. If you feel tired, stuck, or frustrated despite your effort, it doesn't mean you are failing. It may simply mean it's time to adjust direction, not increase pressure. You don't need to become stronger to move forward. You may just need to become clearer. Thank you for spending this time with me on Dassi Insights. If this message resonates with you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you in the next episode. Till next time, take care.